Hi everyone, so before the video gets started, I do want to thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I also want to let you guys know that I did create some playlists on my channel with different categories that you guys might like. So for example, I made one about Tom Sims, Jake Burton, Craig Kelly, vintage snowboard collections. So just different playlists like that, and there's different videos that you guys might like. So go check those out. And I also want to let you guys know that I did learn a lot from going on this road trip, and I want to share it with you guys. I would encourage you guys to stay till the end of the video. You guys are going to learn a lot, and I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. So let's get started. What's up guys, it's Jimmy. Today I'm headed to Wisconsin to pick up a snowboard. I have a 3-hour drive ahead of me, so it's 3 hours each way. I'm not really sure what to expect. The guy that's selling me the board, he actually seems really cool, and he's been very responsive anytime I ask questions. The only reason I'm kind of questioning this is, one, I don't know too much about this snowboard. I'm not really sure if it's something that I think is cool but really isn't worth anything or isn't that special. That's one thing. And then number two, if it is special, why hasn't the board sold? During the week I did reach out to the guy and I said to him, if the board's still available, can I pick it up during the week? And he was really cool. We've had a few snowstorms during the week, and he said, hey, why don't we meet on the weekend? That way you have a better drive over here, and I'll put the board as pending, and then you can pick it up on Saturday. You know, I even offered to pay for the shipping, but he said, hey, you know, I don't want to ship it. So I'm thinking that's maybe why it's still available, but I'm not sure. He did tell me that some people reached out to him to have it shipped, and he doesn't want to do that. Anytime you go buy snowboards far away, it's an adventure. To be honest with you, I love it. I was telling my brother about this yesterday, and he was like, 3 hours each way? The best way I can describe this to you guys is kind of like when you go on a snowboard trip and you and your buddies, you hike up to where you want to go to get good snow. At the time when you're hiking, it's, you know, you start to question yourself, it gets hard, but once you get there and you start coming down and you get all this powder and good snow, it's worth every bit of effort. And that's the same way I feel about driving to get a snowboard. I get to see new scenery, I get to meet new people. Today's Saturday, I get to clear my mind from the work week. I get to listen to new music, listen to good podcasts. It feels good. So it's an adventure and I love it. So let's keep driving. I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so we are almost there. The last hour and a half were pretty rough. The weather just kind of got really bad. Started to snow a lot and the roads were not clear, so it was a little sketchy on the highway. But we're almost there. We're about 3 miles away. I'll catch up to you guys right when we get there. Hello.
How was the drive?
From my house to Slinger, Wisconsin, it was wide open, really nice.
Yeah.
Then past that, it was all sketchy, very slow, and But yeah.
You made it. So what do you know about this?
Actually, I was gonna ask you what you know about it.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know a lot about this snowboard. I did watch a video, and I remember there was one guy, he was from California, and he was at this snowboard contest, and he was from the A team. And I always remembered that, but never knew anything, have not heard anything about this.
This has a name on it, Jake Smith.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Actually, that's the guy that was at the contest.
Really?
Yeah. So how'd you know it was like a sand dune board, or what's the deal with this? How do you know this?
Just because it has the metal rails on it.
Did somebody tell you that, or you just kind of guessed?
Just researching it.
Okay.
It seemed to be a dune board. And when I bought it, it actually said that. But I'm like, it looks like an old, like Burton.
Where did you pick it up?
I got it on an online auction site.
The first snowboards, they looked like this, you know, so they had fins too, and those weren't sandboards. You are 100% right. From what I heard the guy say in the video, he said he called it a sandboard.
Yeah.
And then, but this is...
It's concave, which is different. Like the snowboards didn't do the concave like that.
Funny thing is, I want to make this video about, you know, some of the first bindings that they used to use, like back in the day. And I needed a board actually that had like the straps like this.
Oh, okay.
So when I saw your ad, I said, oh man, that is perfect. And then I said, A-Team, I remember that from a video. I haven't seen another one yet, so that's where I was kind of like, huh.
So it could be a snowboard?
I think it's both. I don't know too much about it, but I am gonna ask my friends that collect snowboards, and even they might not know too much about it. So it's very interesting. But
it'll be fun to research.
Yeah,
hope
definitely.
You find out some information on it.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah, let me give you your money.
Yeah. Where are you gonna go snowboarding today?
Man, you know what? I was planning on doing it. I was thinking of going to Little Switzerland.
Yeah, right in Slinger there.
Yeah, but I'm not, because the thing is, we're gonna go see one of my cousins that's in the hospital. My mom called me last night, and so I have to meet them like around 3 o'clock to go at 4.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen, but it's all right, man. You know, I'll go tomorrow. Yeah. So I'll just probably end up just going to Chestnut in Galena, Illinois. Okay. And then see how that goes, you know?
All right, cool.
Take a look, make sure you have enough there. Yeah, I appreciate you meeting me. No, that's okay. No, this is for you too, man.
No,
get
please. Out of here.
No, when I buy stuff, I want to make sure like that. I mean, this is like something nice, and what you were asking to me is like not enough. So yeah, so
but that's good. Then you
yeah, please, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, please, yeah. Do you resell then? Is that what you do, or?
Yeah, I buy and resell stuff.
Okay.
I used to have a lot of snowboards.
Oh, okay.
I was doing skateboards for a long time.
Oh, cool.
I probably have still like close to 100 boards.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So did you used to skateboard?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh man, that is cool. So you got your collection.
So back in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So these, you know, snowboards can be just like that, right? Some can have a lot of value, some don't. Some are very common. This board I'm not sure so much about, but I definitely haven't seen another one, so I'm very curious to learn about it.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
if you do find out anything about it, let me know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to ask some people and see, what I can find out about it. Thank you, Jay, man. Thanks for meeting up with me, and thanks for selling me the board. Yeah. All right, guys. Before we get into the busier streets and the highway, I did want to tell you that, man, I think I found something really neat. Like I told you guys, I don't know too much about it, but it looks really cool. Turns out that the board has this guy's name on it, like a signature or something like that. So I think it's something really cool. So I have to do my research on it and then see what I can come up with. Yeah, the guy was really cool, just a nice person. He collects skateboards, so that was a really cool thing. He says he has over 100, so I'm sure he can relate to what I'm doing. So I just got to get back home safely, and this will be 100% worth it and a lot of fun. All right, so it's been a week since I picked up this snowboard, and let me show you how cool this snowboard is. So here it is, guys. So you know what, let me show you the board from here. That way you can see the whole board there. So this is an A-Team snowboard. It's a snowboard and a sandboard. And check it out, guys. Just It's a very neat board. I've never seen another one in person. It's got the two bungee straps here for your feet. It's got the side fins there. And man, check this out. So one of the things the guy mentioned to me when I went to pick it up is that it was signed, and you can kind of see a signature right there. So I think the guy, he told me it was John Smith signed it or something like that. That's what he thought. But I actually knew who it was once he told me. It's Jack Smith. And I knew about that because I had seen a video of Jack Smith at the 1981 snowboard contest at Ski Cooper, and I remember his name. So as soon as he said the name Smith, I knew who it was. But check out the graphics there with the stripes. Very, very clean board, very good condition. Let me show you the base. So the base is just all wood finish. This is kind of where it gets really, really cool, where this board gets really special. But the shape of it is what I think is just super neat on this board. So you can kind of see the shape there, the tail section. And I don't know if you guys will be able to, if the camera will pick it up, but it kind of goes into a V shape like this, all the way down to the tail of the board. See if the camera can kind of pick it up there. But just really neat. I haven't seen another board like this. So let's talk a little bit about this board and what I found out. So I picked up this board on a Saturday, and the weather was supposed to be a little crazy that day, but I decided to still go. I knew that if it was something special, I didn't want to miss out on it. So I decided to just take the risk and make the trip out there. When I first saw the board, I knew that it was something special. And the guy asked me, hey, what do you know about the board? And I said, hey, you know, I've seen this guy in one video, and I asked him what he knew about it, and he didn't seem to know too much about it. He thought it was a sand dune board, and that's about it. After I picked up the board, I'm like, man, I remember seeing that somewhere else too. It was in this Action Now magazine, and it was towards the back. There was an advertisement there. And there it is, guys. A-Team Snowboards. Just a cool ad. Man, what a cool magazine too. Look at this. It's got a Haro number plate on the back. So this magazine was really neat. This is from December 1981. And this magazine would have any kind of action sports, skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, BMX, just anything that was really, really neat. I wish they still made a magazine like this. Just really, really cool. So I picked it up on Saturday, so I didn't get to go snowboard that day. And then what I did is I went to go snowboard on Sunday. And before I left, what I did is I made a post on a Facebook group that I'm part of. It's like a vintage snowboard group. And I asked people, hey, do you guys know about A-Team Snowboards and Jack Smith? And some people replied back, and they were really helpful. I learned a lot from that. But what I also did is I also sent Jack Smith a message. When I got back from riding, to my surprise, he had messaged me back. So I'm going to tell you what he told me about the history of his company and what I learned. So I'm going to read it to you guys because I don't want to miss anything. And at the same time, I'm going to put some pictures for you guys to see. In 1978, Jack Smith was sponsored by Flight Skateboards. The company sent him a couple of their early straight rail snowboards. Since Jack lived in Morway, California, close to some big sand dunes rather than the mountains, he and his good friend Gary Fluitt began experimenting and started riding their Flight snowboards at the sand dunes. They discovered that they worked really well. When Flight went out of business, Jack bought the remaining inventory from Flight, and with permission from Dave and Steve Dara, they continued pressing boards using the Flight mold located in Michigan. Later on, Jack Smith and his friend Gary got together with a business consultant friend, John Brunson, and they formed A-Team Sand and Snowboards. In 1981, they moved production to Madrid Manufacturing, where Jack, Gary, and Jerry Madrid redesigned the shape, increasing the width and the length. The board featured a V-shaped base on the rear 1/3 of the board. The board had 2 aluminum fins for directional stability, and 2 rubber straps held the rider's feet to the board. They offered the option of Velcro windsurfing bindings, but that idea never made it into production. Unfortunately, in the mid-1980s, A-Team stopped making snowboards. Around that time is when most snowboard companies started making boards using more of a ski technology, and A-Team did not have the money to move their production to Austria. Jack and Gary skateboarded across America in 1984
and continued to skateboard and sandboard today. In 2018, Jack became the first person to ride an electric skateboard across America. He was the director and the curator of the Morro Bay Skateboard Museum, which he founded in 2012 with his wife Kathy. Jack Smith has skateboarded across the US 5 times. The first time he ever did it, he was only 19 years old. Jack Smith was inducted into the Skateboard Hall of Fame in 2024.
Alright guys, so there you go. Now you have the history of the snowboarding company. Let me tell you a little bit more about this specific board that I found. When I was messaging back and forth, I did tell him that I did find one of his snowboards, and he asked me for pictures of it. I went ahead and sent him pictures, and I let him know that he had signed the board, and this is what he had to say about the board. Holy cow, I do remember that board, and that is my signature. The graphic is custom and was inspired by world-renowned graphic artist David Carson. I work with David at Action Now in Transworld Skateboarding. We were also roommates for a while. So pretty crazy that he remembers this specific board. And the graphic that he's talking about are the stripes that you kind of see right here. David Carson made an ad for A-Team Snowboards and he used these stripes. So Jack went on to say, your board was made in late 1981 or early 1982. It was made at the Madrid factory in Santa Fe Springs, California, and assembled in Morro Bay, California. I competed in the contest you saw and also at the 1982 National Snow Surfing Championships at Suicide 6 in Woodstock, Vermont. That contest in 1982 in Vermont was a contest that was made by Paul Graves, another snowboarding legend. So this contest, it was eventually given to Jake Burton and it became the Burton US Open. What a cool story. So it's amazing what can happen when you find a snowboard. I live in Illinois and I found this thing in Wisconsin, and look at all the history that came out of just finding this snowboard right here. Definitely some snowboarding history right here, and I'm really lucky that I went and picked up this board. It was worth the drive, and it's something that I'll never forget. But collecting snowboards, guys, it teaches you history. Holding these beautiful boards in your hands is just something special. I really love it, and I've met amazing people through these boards. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please hit the like button, please subscribe. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Have a good one, bye-bye.